Get your mats. I got something. Hold on a minute. Thank you for the company. Get your mat, get your chair, get your weights. Rope if you're jumping, whatever workout you're doing. Yes, indeed. Yes. Let's get this party started. Just humble me. I'm walking. Y'all see me in my sausage roll? Ha ha ha! I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking. So happy to be. Get ready. Hey, get ready, y'all. Please walking. Thank you for the company. Okay. Hey, y'all. Hey. I usually go down and clean stuff out for let's see. I was supposed to come down and do a curtain move and shift this over because I think we got to do weights like this. And I can't stretch out because of this. So I'm thinking about shifting everything over, but it has been hot. It has been hot. I say hot, I mean hot. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Hey, Vaughn. Girl. Hey, y'all. Hey, everybody. Hey, Pen. Loretta, excuse me. I just did my protein drink. You know, we were taught that protein drinks was, I know when my mother was sick, she had Ensure. But I always looked at it as being some kind of nutrition for when all your cells is dying and dead. So I didn't put too much to it. My boyfriend, yeah, he was a boy. I was a girl. He was so thin, he used to do the protein shakes to get bigger. But I was already big, so I didn't mess with that. So it wasn't until the good family friend Rhoda, Alexander Rhoda, we keep the dogs. We keep her dog when they're away. And she empties out her fridge. They go away for months, so she empties out everything. And I saw in her gift to us a natural protein thing that you get from Whole Foods. I said, oh, wow, wookie wocky woo. Let me give that a try. And I like it. And it has all these nutritions and stuff in it, all this stuff that I know I have never eaten for nutritional value. I wasn't taught to do so. I know greens, collard greens and mustard greens, all right? That was a staple for every meal. So we had greens every meal. But now I understand why. So my grandmother was good at that manner. We didn't get beans. We would get beans. Not a fave. But we get greens. Big pot of greens. Break it down into little things, and over the course of the week, she would have it, or you make up a new batch, or she fries some cabbage, or she'll do a big pot of okra. I said she, but we did most of it. But you see how you train to give other people? It was her. She made the big pot. She couldn't even lift the pot. She couldn't even cut up the vegetables anymore. Or didn't want to. Or didn't have to. She had grandchildren. So, getting back to Yvonne, I don't know what road I went down. Uh, we're voting in this state tomorrow. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, Yvonne would remember this. She would remember this. Back in the day when I was working for Ableist, it was called something else, but we're going to stick with Ableist. And it was after, let's see, the deinstitutionalization had already been in progress. There was group homes about some residents were broken down to their own apartment. I don't know how Yvonne got caught up into that because she was like you or I. I mean, she worked all life. She kept a job. She took care of herself. She had her own apartment. She had a cat. She had everything except driving. But she had no say into voting because they had relegated her to this box like they did with African Americans. You can't vote for whatever excuse they want to use. How smart you have to be to vote. I'm listening to some of these Republican people speaking, and I want to say, how smart you have to be to vote. How smart you have to be to run. Hell, that's what the criteria should be. Anyway, we had enough. We had enough. An organization I'll call Ableist Now rallied us. Yep, and we went on our way up to Hartford. Yes, indeed. The whole day. And Yvonne is a voter. Now, she used to be in the blue state. She with her family somewhere in the Midwest. So they could be in the red state. But Yvonne's going to vote because that's what she paid her taxes for. See, Yvonne paid taxes. She wasn't a rocket scientist, but she took care of herself. She lived in her own apartment. She had her own money. She had her own bank account. She had her own savings account. She was never arrested. Nothing. And I remember Ableists, all of us, all the vans, girl, all the vans, headed on up to Hartford. Yes, indeed, showed up and showed out. So, Yvonne will vote because her fight for voting was more recent, in the 90s. Also, like all single women, doesn't matter, you're under the don't got a man tax. So that was allowed being judged whether you vote or not. You can pay taxes, but whether you vote or not is, do you got a man or you don't got a man? But the Constitution didn't say that. The Constitution said birthright. So then, those Republicans, because they've been doing it for a long time, the Democrats too, they was in cahoots to 1965 when they protected us to vote. And they're still protecting us to vote. And you say to yourself, well, what are they protecting you from? Oh, asshole Republicans who only want you to vote according to what they want. And definitely, now it's religion. They put God in the Constitution. I know who they is. It's the Dulles brothers. The Dulles brothers. That bus that they finally took and put it in the basement. I can't wait till they name that airport after somebody else. Read about them. The brother was the Secretary of War. The other brother was, CIA. Then cousins and uncles, judges. Next thing you know, God we trust. Slap right up there. Because they found a way to manipulate the people better than anyone else. They needed to manipulate them to war for the wealthy. Because they were wealthy. Went around changing the Bible. Hey, thanks for the love. Went around changing the Bible. Starting wars. Messing down in South America. Messing over there in Vietnam. Thanks for coming on the war. Hey. All in the name of them getting more money and power. That's who. And they started voting. Thanks for coming on the walk. I can't see who you are. I'm too far away. I'll catch you on the 20-minute break. But I also got these sausage pants on, so I may have to run to the ensuite. The ensuite before I answer you, because I'm in my sausage roll. But thanks for coming on the walk. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, y'all. So let me get back to the vote. So, we know better, and Yvonne is more recent. And anyone, you paying taxes, you go to the store, you paying taxes. Every time I Uber, I see my tax. Time I Amazon, all my taxes there. Everything I do, taxes. You paying taxes? Representation. You're involved in the process. You can vote. Get out there and vote. And African Americans, I try not to get upset because I try to think back to my South Carolina days. My grandmother was excited about voting because she was under the Jim Crow rule. So she knew what it was like. She was born in 1905. So she had went through the Black Code law and the Jim Crow law. So she knew the importance of voting. And when they gave her the vote, she voted. Till the day she died or couldn't comprehend. My father, who stood up in his uniform from outside of Washington, D.C. to Charleston, South Carolina, and never forgot, never forgot, never let us forget how he had to stand there in his uniform because of racism. And then he bought a car and he drove back north. He knew he wasn't going to stay south. And he knew who was doing it too. The Southern cults, that Southern Baptist cult. He knew what it was. Anyway, vote. You see, because I have never been like this, but I understand women like that. I have two sisters who are like that. They have been totally abused by men all their lives. So, me as a teenager, yes. When I was under the control of others, because I was a teenager or young adult, yes. When I took control of my life, no. 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 I gave out warnings. You may like to date me, but I'm dangerous. Don't play with me. I love that song by Cardi B said, they said, take it easy with me, be easy with me. I used to want them all the time. I ain't the type because I'll flip. And they say, oh no, baby, you're so pretty. You wouldn't. And I said, yes, I would. So trust me, if this is a game, find another player. I don't play long. I get mad. So, but like as usual in my relationship, as my sisters used to say, stop telling people that you have a daughter and if they touch your daughter, you want to kill them. How you expect to get a boyfriend? And I was like, I'll get one. But he got to know what he come into. And they said, oh, baby, you got to come so hard. I was like, I come hard for my daughter. That's what I'm trying to get across to you. Don't play here. This ain't a playground. This is life. We live here. And then some of them ran away from me so quickly. He thought their ass was on fire. Whew. Okay, getting back to it. Get off topic. There's some women who really love that TGJ thing. You to be called degraded and put down. And I understand that. I haven't been that woman. When I was under someone else's control, I was that child that had to take that. I had to be bowed head. I had to, as they said, take it in the ass. And keep my mouth closed. Now, once I got out that environment, and I had to go through the adjustment period, seeing that it ain't only family, it's outside family, that you have to deal with men the way they deal with you. So, I don't like women, even when I was a child, they used to do your mama jokes. You know, your mama so fat, her belt is the equator or some stuff like that. When I was younger, I used to cry. As I got older, I would just get mad. As a teenager, I would just walk away from it. I didn't like those things. They were very hurtful to me. You're so stupid. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. Because I didn't understand why I can't be stupid. Why can't I be you so smart? It was never you so smart. I didn't like it. Going around calling this one a whole... I didn't like that. I didn't want that in my life, and I didn't want to do that. But I have two sisters. They love it. They've had boyfriends who have beat them, who have abused them. So they figured that's the way to go. So when any of these cult leaders come and say, you are a disgusting low-life woman, my two sisters are right there saying, yes, I am. Forgive me. And I'm like, I know you ain't talking to me. Because you don't know me. And if you think all women are loose, then I guess your dick knows. Okay? Because I don't know all women are loose. And I know a lot of women. But my sisters followed them all around. Yes, we're loose. When the devil said, oh, how much money you want? Oh, send it right in. So you run around. Oh, he lays anybody. Oh, yes. Oh, My two sisters. We're hoes. Whoa, 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 whoa. How much money can we give you so this pay to go away? He a billionaire with a mega million insurance? Sitting with Oprah? That validated him? Oprah? Phil? That validated him? That con man, that charlatan, that claimed the fame is putting down women? 2 women who like it? Oh, stop me. Oh, I'm 20 minutes almost up now. Y'all know what I gotta do. I got on my sausage roll, as y'all can see, because my head is bald. Well, you can't see my head is bald. But as y'all can see, I'm sweating and my head is bald, so thank goodness for this hat to absorb some of this sweat, honey. Woot! Yeah, y'all like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you all my subscribers, but subscribe. Like, comment, share. Tell auntie, tell uncle, tell cousin. Now y'all know we take a water break. And I threw back my first quart a little late. I threw it back at 5 instead of 4:30. And then I got on these sausage rolls. Ow! I hurt my fingers trying to plug it. Ooh. Yes! Get some water, y'all. Walking, yes indeed, I'm walking, oh yeah, just humble me, I'm walking, thank you for the company, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking, so happy to be walking, happy to be walking, thank you for the company. Walking, yes indeed, I'm walking, oh yeah, just humble me, I'm walking, thank you for the company, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking, so happy to be walking, happy to be walking, thank you for the company. Walking, yes indeed, I'm walking, oh yeah, just humble me, I'm walking, thank you for the company, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking, so happy to be walking, happy to be walking, thank you for the company. Yeah, y'all got y'all water and everything. Whew, let me tell you something. I am sweating under this sausage roll. Whew, but I love it. Ooh, let me take a quick look and see. Y'all can go back to exercising. Hey, Nielsen. Oh, good. Good morning, sunshine to you too, Nielsen. Thanks for coming on the walk. Yes, indeed. Y'all got your water, right? Okay. I want to make it through the walk. Yeah, Nielsen, thanks for coming on the walk. Okay. Let's get this party started right. I do be cleaning my glasses, but I don't think I'll be fogging them up. These are new glasses. These glasses ain't but a few months old, but I keep cleaning them. But when I look at the video Excuse me. They look like they're all in the fog. Yeah. Let's get back on voting because y'all know I done caught the train someplace else and went around the mountainside and scooped around. Or y'all may have your headsets on, and as long as you can see my feet and I'm walking, that's all y'all should care about, right? Yes. Voting tomorrow. Voting tomorrow. Voting tomorrow. Yes. I remember how excited African Americans was when we got the right to vote. I remember we lived in a tenement. East New York. Liberty Avenue. Remember Maggie and Bozo and Glennie, and Bozo was our super of the tenement, and his wife and their kids. I mean, everybody was just so happy. And then they got dressed up to go vote. And they had to travel a ways. I don't remember nothing being close because they lived, I guess maybe when it was more, no, I can't say when it was more Europeans because anyway, y'all got to vote. See, they remembered how it was when you couldn't vote. And I appeal to you, sisters and brothers, because I've watched the highest murder rate of women in this country is in the Midwest. Let's say Mormon territory, up. Because there's some book giving Mormon men the right to kill Mormon women. I don't know, I think it's like, if they divorce you, then it's not good. You're not going to go to heaven and get your own planet. I think it's something like that. But if you kill them, even if you go to jail, you can still be a Mormon in good standing because you didn't divorce. Now, if I was a woman in the Midwest, I would do everything within my power to make sure stupid people who put laws like that in place, that is, it comes out of church and they put it on the books, I'd be voting my ass off. I would be voting my ass off. Yes, I would. So there's at least one good thing that as far as African American cults is concerned, none of the cults could get rid of it individually. The Jim Crow law and the black, they couldn't get rid of it individually. They had to come together under one cult leader, Martin Luther King, in order to make it happen. One cult leader. All the little cult leaders, everybody, even the big cult leaders had to come together in order to change that law. And it all dates back to religion. We're children of Ham. Y'all know Ham? Ham was the one, if I'm not mistaken, that saw some guy named Abraham who was getting drunk and was naked and was screwing everybody. And Ham saw it And then the drunk Abraham guy said, "You are cursed because you saw me naked." I remember when they used to go through that at church. I would sit there because you couldn't say anything. You couldn't say what? And you as a black church, you teaching that to us as African Americans, you are teaching us that we are cursed in this religion? And you're accepting it? And you're spreading it? I just kept saying, I gotta get out here. And I even knew not to pray to the Lord, "Oh Lord, get me out of here." I was smart enough to know that he wasn't on my side. That the side he was working on. I went within myself and said, "Girl, you gotta find a way to get out of here." You gotta find a way to get out of here. And I went on something that my grandmother could not deny, would not stop me from doing. I said, "I'm going to college." I'm going to college. And the African American in her, and the enslavement, and seeing all that happen, that side of her said, "Yeah, go." I was like, yes, yes. Yes. I love when the African American side of my grandmother kicked in. And she started talking to us to like protecting ourselves as women. And then I would have to go to church and watch that other side where she just support the whole theory about a woman being screwed by God laying next to her husband. She laying next to her husband, and a God comes in and screws her and makes a baby. Again, even as I got older, I kept saying, don't that make her a hoe? And even in my girlfriend, they was like, "Oh, no, it doesn't make her a hoe. It was a God." And I was like, no, this is not a good light. This is not a good light. This is how you're depicting women? Ain't no God gonna come down here and out my legs for him. No. Not if I have my husband laying next to me. No. If I have my man laying next to me, I am not going to screw some God stranger to come down and then I say, "Oh, I got a whole baby from a whole God." Come on now. The implication is that women are whores. So that's why you're getting raped. That's why you're easy to be killed and no charges are pressed. Because you go to church every Sunday and you validate that. I'm going to stay married to you because if I don't, I can't get into heaven. But if you kill me, I can get in heaven. Most women killed. Midwest, Mormon territory. Mormon men kill women, okay? Go for the stats. Don't look at me. So now I'm going for my doctor. Yeah, I had to tie that in. I'm going for my doctor. And this white man, whose church didn't accept me into I wasn't able to go to a heaven, in a Mormon heaven, until what, 1967 or 1976? Until then, heaven was closed to black people, African American, dark skin. And he's my doctor. He's my doctor. And he's going to heal me. African American people, wake up. Y'all better get out and vote. Anyway. Oh, you had those fundamentalists who openly, women are a pincushion. They even put something out now that for men not to get, I don't know, dick cancer, I don't know what the fuck you call it. They got to screw 27 times a week. Now you know that's just men advocating to have more women. But one woman can't screw me 27 times a week. And if not, I get dick cancer. So I need about 2 or 3 women. And 2 or 3 women, because they don't see themselves as being nothing else but a pin cushion for the pin, for that one-eyed snake. And guess what happens election day? And this is the thing, the FDLS and Mormon stuff like that. They look at their wives and they say, honey, you're voting according to what I say. And she says, yes, I want to get to heaven. So I will vote according to what you say. And those are all red states, so you know where that goes. He got 5 wives. And all those 5 wives got kids. So he got like 60. His family is 60. 5 wives, kids, maybe now 100 grandkids, and they all voting. But they'll vote the way he says to vote. Because if not, they ain't getting into heaven. And that's the Midwest. So you know how they vote. In the Midwest, if they put out a law that says, do not prosecute men when they kill women, there would be women in the Midwest that would go and put their stamp on that. Because they go to heaven. African American, now according to their religious stuff, the only, as far as my grandmother, I don't want to see her. I'm not going to ghetto heaven. She up in ghetto heaven. Because that's the only heaven that's allowed to us. Go look at the religion. Go look at the religion you're sitting there for. It's tears. Just like the people who paid the most money used to get to sit in front of church. Because they put more tithes than everybody else. It's a pecking order. It's a pecking order. And they will go and vote. Okay, better to kill us than to divorce us, because if you kill us, we go to heaven. So, okay, don't prosecute him because he's sending me to heaven. Now, see, that's okay if it just stayed in the Midwest with y'all. But y'all trying to spread it all over to the other people, and it ain't flying here. African American women, come out and do your vote and let them know we ain't doing that. Been there, done that. We done had doors kicked in where they come and rape us, walk right back out, and come back and do it 2 or 3 times a day and nothing happened. Your grandmother, your great-grandmother, they done already been through that. We ain't never liked it. But obviously, it's okay for white women, especially in the Midwest. They don't mind that shit. But let that stay there. Y'all vote to stop it from coming this way. We done already been through that. Get out and vote to get rid of that group that's moving voting polls and doing everything within their power to make sure we don't vote. Get them out. Then you don't have the threat no more. Ha! Get out and vote, y'all. So here's my thing. The polls open at 6. We don't go for the walk until 7. I'm up at 4. I can be to the polls by 6. Vote and be here for the recording. And that's what I'm going to go for. Jump in the car, let's swing around. I'll probably drop a live. You know? But I'm voting. One thing I remember my daughter when she was small, I remember her holding on to my leg. I had to put her down so she could hold on to my leg so I could fill in the dots. But she was behind that curtain with me from that time to this. And now she's behind her own curtain when she go to vote. And this I know is true. I feel good. I said, no more Jim Crow here. I ain't doing that. Nope. Them white people, they don't mind that. That Hitler stuff, that's their history that they have thrown on us to squash out our own history here in America. No more. African Americans, minorities, get out and vote and push that shit back. Push that shit back. All that Nazi hating shit, that's them. Keep it in the Midwest. Shit. In the South, wherever your hate is. But African Americans, y'all get out there and vote because that's the only way y'all can push that back. How to push that hate back. You ain't kicking down doors, walking in and raping us no more. You're out of office. Kick your wife's door and rape her. It's okay in the Midwest. You go to the temples, you sit with the so-and-so and the such and the thing. And you can slap and drag all over the place. No, not on this side. Not where we African American women are voting to protect ourselves to stop that. Even from our own. I know it's horrible, but the adults, because African American men used to get with these European American women and used to beat the crap out of them. We didn't understand how that woman, like I would hear my mother talking, how she stayed with him. I would bash him over his head. That's how. But they were coming around with their little black eye, lip hanging open and stuff. Until one day, I'm talking specifically, I have one in my family. We call him Willie Cabbage. Willie Cabbage was my mother's and them nephew, but they were all the same age. And Willie Cabbage loved getting with the white people. He worked at a mental hospital. and the nurses and stuff. And honey, they love Willie Cabbage. And Willie Cabbage would beat the crap out of them. And they would hand their money. And my mother said, why are you with him? You know, I'm under the table, I'm looking, because you can hear a lot if you keep your mouth shut. And say, I love him. I love him. Then Anne, our favorite that he married, she was an African-American woman. Man, Anne's face used to look like Joe Frazier's face after a fight, but she wasn't fighting. That's how many knots and stuff Willie Cabbage put on her. And then finally, I think it was a German lady because it was Cabbage. Willie Cabbage, he was Willie then. He came home and he was drunk and he raped her and he beat her. And like always, he fell asleep. But she was boiling up some cabbage. She went in that kitchen, got that pot of cabbage, and poured it right on Willie's ass. And after that, he was known as Willie Cabbage. And my mother, who always kept a pot of lye, we used to know not to touch that pot. We always know that if she put a flame under that pot of lye, something was fitting ready to go down. Sometimes she would just put a pot of water on to boil, and you would hear her yell down, if you step under this window, I got a pot of hot water for you. So you see, I didn't come from a lot of punk bitches. And honey, when they got the vote, them women voted. My mother, my aunts, they voted. And I voted since I turned 19 and registered to vote. Tuck in your elbow, squeeze your gut. Let's do 10. Neither up nor down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and one for good luck. Y'all go and vote now, African American women. You want those cops to stop killing your kids? You better get out there and vote. You want to be able to get fair business because now you, thank goodness, we're into our own businesses. But you'll need some protection. Vote. Tuck in your elbow, up and down. All these YouTube stars and stuff like that. Y'all saw what they tried to do to TikTok the last time. All you TikTok stars, it's voting time. You see the last one that was in there, that orange piece of shit, he was trying to get ready to do away with TikTok. You think he wouldn't do the same to YouTube? He wouldn't do it to Facebook because we know Facebook is government connected. Let's do 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I tell you, I'm not mad at Mark. When I found out that this is the government, the whole Facebook is, and he's a good operative for the front, I wasn't mad. It made totally good sense to me now. I was like, why ain't the orange one going after Facebook? Why the orange one ain't going after Facebook? It's almost another branch of government. Hey, y'all, hey. Whew. Y'all, it happens again. It happened again, y'all. We ain't got the music. Let me see. Let me see. I tell you, let me just take it off. So, here we go. I don't even know which one you're on. Here we go. Beat. Thanks for coming on the walk, y'all. Now we have our. Y'all heard me. I was doing. How we're on. Did y'all run away? I can see that happening. Woo! Let's get this water down. Oh, yeah, y'all. I love it when I sweat. I know y'all hate it. Go take all kind of medications, but this is the best medication. All the poison that's in your system, everything comes right out. Right out. It comes right out. So we got to do our... Okay, wait a minute. All right. I was afraid that was going to happen. Let's get this water down. I left it in the refrigerator. Yeah, y'all go and vote. Especially you African Americans. I know there's a lot of transplants that really don't understand the history. And in their country, they was told that we were whining, crying, baby, lazy, blah, 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 blah. But I hope once you get here and you see for your own self. Whew. Oh, I didn't show y'all how much I had. Always gotta show receipts to this generation, honey. You just can't tell them. You got to show them. And show them by getting out and going to vote. So when I come up tomorrow, I will have voted. Okay? I said I wasn't going to vote so early because one time in Mount Vernon, this guy with the working family parties that we supported, and like I went at 6 o'clock in the morning to go to vote for him, and like about 2 o'clock in the morning he had been caught up in some shit. And I said I wasn't going to vote at 6 o'clock in the morning no more. But I'm going in and I'm coming for a walk. I'll be wearing everything except my sneakers. Because I just use these for the treadmill. I got another pair of sneakers with a little heel on it to it that I used to walk around in. Almost finished, y'all. Like, comment, share, tell an uncle, tell an auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend. Please subscribe and subscribers, thank you. Thanks for coming on the walk, y'all. Thanks for coming on the walk, and I'll see you tomorrow.